We will start today the sampling. What do you mean by sampling? And accordingly, we will go further. So here, this is what I'm going to share here. That is the sampling. Now, one by one, we will go for the sampling. Here in the pulse modulation, we require some initial processing. And this is what this sampling. Now, in this sampling, this is I'll go for the initial, that is the ideal sampling. Now, what is this ideal sampling? This is what my input signal. This input signal is there, maybe sinusoidal or whatever the thing is there, and I'm talking about the ideal sampling. And I'll take a sample with a particular interval. With a particular fixed interval, I am taking some samples. And now these samples are representing the instantaneous amplitude of that particular signal. So this sample, it is representing this amplitude. And this sample, it is representing this sample. So accordingly, we will take this sample. But this representation is of a single voltage, and here whatever this line is shown, so that is a single line. So practically, if you will see, this single line is not possible, because if you will draw this with respect to time, suppose this is the time and the amplitude as it is shown on the axis, so you will have some finite width of the pulse, maybe this or maybe less than this, okay, shorter this way. But you will not able to draw a straight line, because there is some rise time and there is some fall time practically. So whatever it is shown, it is the ideal case here. Mostly it is used in your signal processing, and this way the sampling is done. But this is not possible, so we have to go further, and that sampling we have to consider. So this is what what is called is the ideal sampling. Now we will go further, that is the natural sampling. Now in the natural sampling, what we are doing, as I mentioned, that there is some pulse width. So here there is the width, okay. So this pulse width is there. Whatever this pulse, it has some width. So this entire pulse, it will start from here, it will go at the instantaneous value, whatever the value of amplitude of this pulse, and it will continue here, and then it will come down. So this entire pulse, whatever this entire pulse, it represent whatever this instant, okay. So this pulse is there. So this pulse, it is representing the particular area. Then the second pulse, it is representing third pulse, and accordingly we are putting some fixed number of, after the fixed number of intervals. But in a natural sampling, you just see that the pulse here is considered, and whatever the top is a natural. So natural sampling is a practical method of sampling in which the pulse having a finite width, that is equal to tau. So you can take a finite width, tau, t, whatever it is, and this is simply done according to the carrier signal. This is what in digital in nature. So this is what your natural sampling. So this natural sampling we are doing. But the third one is the practical sampling, and how, okay. So how this sampling can be done, we will go for that. Now here this natural sampling, here this is what the circuit, the instead of circuit saying, this is the conceptual block diagram, I can say. Now in the block diagram, what this pulse is given, this is what it is shown, this is what your instantaneous signal, okay. And this instantaneous signal, this is what your instantaneous signal, and this instantaneous signal is sampled by this pulse. Okay, and here you will get the pulse, the sampling, that is the natural sampling. How it is done? So here, this is what your input is given to this switch. So this is what obviously your electronic switch, maybe a transistor. Okay, and when this pulse is given, when this positive pulse is given, this switch is just on, and whatever the input, that is x of t, it will pass to the output. You will get g of t for this much interval only when the pulse is on. And when the pulse is off, the switch is off because the transistor operate, it's off, and it don't give any output. So output will be the zero. So output will be the zero. Again, the next pulse, it will be on. So this way it goes on, and the sampling is done. So this is what the natural sampling. But in most of the cases, we don't prefer this natural sampling. So in this some cases, what we go for the flat top sampling. Now, what is this flat top sampling? Now, in the flat top sampling is similar to the natural sampling, only that in comparison to the natural sampling, the flat top sampling can be easily obtained. In this sampling technique, the top of the sample remain constant. Now here, top is not constant; it is according to the whatever the value, instantaneous value it has. So it is increasing, decreasing, decreasing, again decreasing, decreasing. Whatever the instantaneous value, accordingly the top is there. But here in the flat top sampling, it is not done this way. So what is done here? You just see whatever the pulse starting here. So this whatever the starting point, it maintain constant. So it is not taken this way. It is maintained for that particular duration, and then as you are starting at this, it is sense this amplitude, and this amplitude is hold for a period. So it is called sample and hold circuit maybe. So this again here, for every pulse you can see whatever the signal is there, the signal at the start of the pulse, it is sense and it is hold for the period of whatever the time period of the pulse, and accordingly it is then. So this type of sampling is called a flat top sampling. This is a flat top sampling. Now this flat top sampling is done by this circuit. Okay, so what is this flat top sampling? Now this circuit, this is what the conceptual circuit, this is what the sampling switch, the very first switch, maybe transistor or FET, anything you can use. So this is what the initial switch, this switch is whatever the sampling train or the sampling pulse that you are giving. So it is on, and this is what the discharge switch. So once it is on, so the capacitor, initially the capacitor is charged. Okay, so the capacitor is charged. So then this the output, it remains, it holds for that particular interval. And when it is for this tau interval, when this is off, then the capacitor is discharged through this switch. So capacitor will be discharged through this accordingly. Then again the same, for the same pulse, the switch is on, and the capacitor charge, and it is hold. This has been hold. So this is not simply a straight line. There is simple charging interval gate, but the capacitor is choose such that it is as good as the straight line. Okay, so this is you can say the sampled and hold circuit. It has been taken a sample and it is hold for that particular duration. So this is what the third way, that is the flat top sampling. And generally in practice, this is what used. Okay, now we have to understand that is what should be the interval. This is what the instantaneous wave, and what should be the interval, or what should be the frequency of this pulse, and with reference to the what your sampling or the input signal. So here the formula is there. It is called the Nyquist rate. So this is Nyquist criteria. So what it is mentioned, it is minimum sampling rate at which the signal can be converted into uh, uh, a sample and can be recovered back without distortion. Now, what is this sampling rate? Now we have to do the sampling and we have to recover it because we want the original signal. So this sampling rate, that is what f of n, the frequency of sampling, it should be the double of the maximum frequency of a signal. Means what? If I'll take the example, if this signal is there, what I am speaking, so my signal, I'll consider the maximum frequency of the speech signal. I'm not saying the audio signal. If you are taking the example of audio signal, what we can hear, so that is, if I'll take the example of audio signal, so that is 20 kilohertz, maximum is 20 to 20 kilohertz. So if you will take an audio signal, then you have to take double of that. So your sampling frequency should be 20 into 2, that is at least 40 kilohertz for the audio signal. And if I'll take the speech signal, simply I'll speak something, and my speech is 300 to 3.4 K, 3.4 kilohertz. Okay. So if I want to transmit only, I have to do the sampling of the speech signal, then I have to take a 3.4 into 2, whatever this sampling rate, that is sufficient for the speech. But if you have the audio signal, what we can hear, so then you have to go for 20 into 2. So accordingly, you can take the example, you know the maximum modulating frequency, FM is the modulating frequency, input frequency, this signal, and accordingly, you can do this. So this is what the things that we have to understand, and these are very basic concept of the sampling. Okay. So is there any question regarding this? These are a very simple topic and very simple chapter. I don't think there is any question.